Netflix just dropped Monster, the Ed Gein Story, and while it's shocking, fans on Reddit and crime forums are already pointing out what the show left out, or flat out changed. Today, I'll break down 5 things Netflix didn't show you about the real Ed Gein. 1. The chainsaw myth. First up, the chainsaw. If you've seen the posters and trailers, you'd think Ed Gein was out there wielding a chainsaw like Leatherface. Forum users were quick to slam this, saying, Gein never used a FKN chainsaw. And they're right. There's zero historical evidence he ever used one in his crimes. That's pure horror movie exaggeration, not reality. 2. Romanticizing Gein. Second, Netflix seems to make Gein look, well, almost attractive. Casting Charlie Hunnam and giving him a tragic backstory vibe rubbed a lot of viewers the wrong way. One Redditor even said it feels like the show is trying to make us sympathize with him rather than the victims. In real life, Gein wasn't this magnetic figure. He was reclusive, awkward, and deeply disturbed. 3. More about Hitchcock than Gein. Third, people notice the show spends a surprising amount of time on Alfred Hitchcock and the making of Psycho. Yes, Gein inspired that movie, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Silence of the Lambs. But some fans argue Netflix is focusing too much on Hollywood, instead of the actual facts of Gein's crimes and trial. On forums, you'll see comments like, is this about Ed Gein or about Hitchcock? 4. The body count exaggeration. 4th, the numbers. Historically, Gein was only confirmed to have murdered 2 women. But he also robbed graves, which is why his crimes shocked the world. On Reddit, people are already questioning if Netflix is hinting he was behind more disappearances than there's proof of. That makes for good TV, but the reality is far smaller, and creepier in a different way. 5. Marketing versus reality. And finally, the marketing itself. Fans notice the posters show Hunnam as this rugged, muscular figure with a chainsaw in hand, almost like an action horror villain. But the real Gein, frail, quiet, socially isolated. This is one of those cases where Netflix sells the monster image more than the history. Outro 15s. So while Netflix's Monster, the Ed Gein Story is creepy, it's also part horror fantasy. The real Ed Gein Story was different, less like a slasher movie, and more like a chilling look at obsession and isolation. What do you think? Did Netflix go too far with the dramatization? Let me know in the comments.